The developer's backyard. So I have not looked over this for a while, by the way. But this is like post open beta, so now we care even more. So this is all about the open beta that I would guess that had it had a good, I won't say an overwhelmingly good opinion, but like people felt really good about this game. I think it's basically GG boomers who didn't like the beta and who may not have liked the beta. I'm sorry, I shouldn't come at GG boomers like that. There are some GG boomers who may not have liked the beta. Okay, I think that's probably the way of putting it. And especially because, one, they made the game just way better. The closed beta, real talk, was trash. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real. The closed beta was trash. I did not have fun. I didn't get to play the character I liked. The game felt really boring. The air dash just felt like shit. There was no fucking anti-airs. Everything was terrible. The music sucked. Everything sucked. I was like, oh my god, right? Everything sucked from top to bottom. It was at best mediocre, and in not the good way. So the open beta comes, no expectations, and it was way better. Like, I had a lot of fun playing, and I played a lot. Like a lot, right? So the first question they have here is, which character did... Oh, of course, there's a netcode too. We'll go back to netcode, of course, but... What character did you use the most during the open beta test? Japan, Ramethal. Asia, so not Japan, Seoul. North America, Ramethal. South America, Giovanna. Europe, Ramethal. Oceania, so that's like Australia and shit. Ramethal. Where did all these Ramethal fans come from, bro? What is that? Wait, what is that? So wait, brown girls won every region as most used except for general Asia? Again, you know what I say about brown girls, anime brown girls. Then the rest of Japan is Soul Kai, Giovanna, Nagoto Yuki, so new characters. New characters made it to every region as a top 5 used character, right? Then Asia was Ramethal Kai, Giovanna, Nagoto Yuki. North America, Giovanna, Soul Kai, Nagoto Yuki. South America, Soul, Ramethal Kai, Nagoto Yuki. So basically, every region uses the same characters. Okay, as the top 5 most used characters. Wow. Which character do you like the most in Guilty Gear Strive? Different question. For whatever reason, again, Ramethal. I see. Milia only appears one time here. In South America, of all places, which is a surprise. Potemkin. Memers down under, bro. Giovanna also, I think, is... No, not every region. Almost every region, except for Japan. So, they said that they asked for the characters everyone played the most and their favorites, but the answers were similar, more or less. Ramethal is extremely popular, for some reason. It's pretty unusual for Guilty Gear series to have a new character placed highly in popularity rankings, but Giovanna is quite popular outside of Asia. The results were really interesting, especially the differences between regions. I wonder why Giovanna is so popular. I wonder why. I can't quite put my finger on why, besides the design is not trash like Alpha. Not just Alpha, to be fair. Okay, I shouldn't just come at Alpha all the time. Raven is also a trash design. Okay? And Answer is also a trash design. Answer is like one of the worst Guilty Gear characters I've ever seen. And he doesn't shut the fuck up. I hate characters that talk too much. I really despise characters that talk too much when they fight you, and somehow Answer talks more than Zappa. Somehow. And Zappa, it's okay because it's not him, by the way. Answer is maybe the worst. Like he's a combination of so much stuff I don't like in a character, in just one character. Most of the Exert DLC I don't like, I think. Thinking about it. You don't like Zamasu? That's one of the reasons I don't like Zamasu, because he doesn't shut the fuck up. I am this, I am that, I am everything, I am nothing, I am low tier. My 5S doesn't hit crouchers. I am divine, shut up. But I don't like edgy characters in general though. They put like one, you know, like Raven, Terumi, you know. Well, who would you want to see as DLC in this game? See, this is the thing, this is why I'm a good guy. They could put Raven and Elfel as characters at DLC, and I wouldn't mind it. Even though I don't like them, I wouldn't mind it, because somebody likes that character. You might have terrible taste, like, straight up, you might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have terrible taste, like, straight up, you might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but you like that character. You might have really bad taste, but But that's still your character. That's still your character. Somebody out there in the world likes Arakune, for example. Somebody likes Adult Gohan. You know, those people exist in this world, you know? Somebody likes them. I really don't like them, but I'm not going to deny the character a spot in the game just because I don't like him. That's very immature. It took a while for me to get like that, by the way. Before I was like, get this character the fuck out the game. But now modern LK is like, it's okay. I already have Milia and then Giovanna too. Giovanna's dope. I fuck with Giovanna. Let's move on. Please rate the following modes. So versus mode. Oh, they rated it very good, good, average, bad, and very bad. So very good versus mode, and I agree. Versus mode, very good. It basically has a negligible amount of bad and very bad, which is pretty funny and pretty interesting too. Okay. Tutorial mode, which I did not play. Very good, good. A lot of people said average, but then there's a good amount, like 20-ish% people said that the tutorial was not good enough. Network. So I don't know who said this was very good or good, but there are people who said it was very good or good. Maybe half of the people who played the lobby, or slightly more than half, said that it's bad. I said it was very bad. I don't know who said very good, but it was not me. But apparently like around 10-ish% of people said it was very good, and another like 15% or so said that it was good. Then we have quick match network mode, which 25% of people-ish, maybe we can lean into like 35% said it was very good, and another like 30-ish, let's say like 25-ish% said it was good. Another 20-ish% is average, and the rest is very bad. Bad and very bad, right? I think I gave this average, by the way. Right? I think it is average. Daisuke's alt said it was good. The bot said it's good, right? Then training mode. Wow, more than 50% said that this was very good. And then another, this looks like 25-ish% said it was good. The rest is average, bad, and very bad. So basically everyone thinks the training mode is good. So let's look at their thoughts first. So perhaps versus mode received a high rating due to the option to rematch without extra loading time. It didn't get as much playtime, likely due to the effects of COVID-19. I got to play this game offline, and holy shit, instant rematch is just, that's it. That's really it. Instant rematch gives you a crack factor, bro. The crack factor, the non-stop. It's one of the reasons why I thought the game was cracked. Because like you just keep playing, you just one more. This one is really important. I actually can't think of a fighting game that I have mained that did not have instant rematch. Off the top of my head, so Smash doesn't have instant rematch. At least Melee didn't have instant rematch. Melty has always had it when I played. BlazBlue, okay, BlazBlue does not have a run back. Maybe CP had it, but definitely not Extend and definitely not CT. They didn't have it. You had to always go back to character select. Persona Arena does not have instant rematch, but Ultimax does. And then Guilty Gear Xrd does. And then Dragon Ball does also. Now, tutorial mode received mixed reactions. Scroll down a little bit. Some praised it for the unique freedom it gives the player as opposed to traditional textbook style explanation. Others, however, pointed out that it lacks the explanations needed for an introduction to the game. Our intent for the tutorial in GG Strive is to show the player that they can enjoy fighting games without having to study. We intentionally left out explanations of game mechanics and the different uses for each attack button. So they got a lot of heat for this, actually. I've been seeing people meme this. Let's do a little timeline. So Guilty Gear Xrd has a really in-depth training mode. A super in-depth one, actually, because partly, a really big part of it is that Guilty Gear Xrd is based off Guilty Gear XX. So they have, you know, more than a decade of knowledge to help them make a tutorial for the game. Right now, I actually don't know how many people have like done it. I played through it on stream. I've uploaded like, oh, here's a tutorial, here's me like adding like some thoughts, and I would redo it every once in a while. As I got better at the game, I would like redo the tutorial and be like, oh, like I got better at the game, so I have a different perspective of X, Y, or Z, whatever. So then Dragon Ball comes out, and if you know me for Dragon Ball, and if you play the game at all, the Dragon Ball tutorial is garbage. When the game came out, the Dragon Ball tutorial was a fucking meme. Like, the game didn't tell you anything. And people, that was like one of the things people had against it. They're like, man, this game doesn't tell you shit. But I don't totally think it's their fault. I think they probably knew some stuff, but I think the other part too was they just didn't know how people were going to play the game. And what they were going to do with the tools. It's a brand new system, brand new game, brand new mechanics, brand new everything. Like, they just don't know. So all they could do is just like give you super basics of like, here's like the auto combo stuff, blah blah. In season 3, they added an updated tutorial called the Fighter's Dojo, and the Fighter's Dojo is legitimately just shit the tournament players found out. That's it. It's all tactics that competitive players have found out and used. Straight up, from top to bottom. They added that 2 years later, right? And a lot of people don't know that it's in the game. Most people don't even know it's in the game. Because it's hidden. It's like really like subtle, right? I also feel like there's a little bit of influence because they're working in Bandai Namco, I think. Because I think Bandai Namco is publishing this game, right? So they have the Harada. Harada doesn't want to tell you shit about the game. He just wants people to take the time to find out so that they play the game longer. Right? Now, my personal feelings is that, one, to be fair, I have not played the tutorial. So this is just my opinion on fighting game tutorials. I actually don't think the super in-depth, like I played Uni, right? Like, everyone's like, Uni has a god tutorial. I played the Uni tutorial. It's good because it tells you everything in the game, but like, I don't feel like, you know, everyone tells you you have to do it before you play, but I don't think you can ingest all that information on the system and shit in one go like that. And the tutorial takes like 2 hours to do ish, right? So I don't blame them for trying something new. I feel like maybe the best approach would be to do both and have like the resources that, like, if you really want to find something in depth about the game and how a mechanic works, you can find it in the game. But as far as like a tutorial, like a day one, I've never started playing this game before, and this is my first time playing, you should have just a basic tutorial of, okay, here's how you move, here's how you press buttons, here's special moves. Like, literally, like, here's how you move, right? Here's how you block, here's how you attack. And then immediately it should move you to a short character tutorial. And then after you do that, you can just play the game. And you should unlock a more advanced tutorial that if you want. So one, it shouldn't be like you have to do this before this. It should just all be there. And two, you could just choose to do it. Another approach would be like a question-based one, because this is how like Wrath is super good at doing this. I do this too. Like how I just uploaded a video as an experiment to see if I want to start a new series, and I'm gonna start it, right? It was called Trunks' Secret Technique, right? So another way you can go about getting people to play your tutorial is maybe calling things, like you have it sorted by character and you call them like exciting things to try to make people like use the mode. But at the very least, the very basic tutorial, like it shouldn't be like super text based and super in-depth from the jump. Like, I feel like it should be like really basic, and all like the more advanced shit is unlocked so that you can just fucking play. I mean, all the advanced shit is locked so that you could just play. And then later, as you need info, you could just get it from the game. You know what I mean? That's my take on it anyway. I can kind of see why they have that feel. Like, they just want people to play the game. I don't think they want the game to have a reputation that it's really hard like it used to. But, you know, the information about playing the game should be in the game. That would be really nice. I need to do the tutorial next time. During the next beta, I need to do the tutorial. And they mentioned it here, right? So in their previous games, which I mentioned, players new to the genre would need to put in some practice just to complete the tutorial. We checked the result data and replays from the first floor of the rank tower and saw many matches where neither player used special moves or every game mechanic. We will brush up on the finer aspects of this mode, but for the most part, we felt this style of tutorial was successful. This is the real reason why I want to try it, because like, what was it? You know? What was it? Also in the finished game, the mission mode will include missions for practicing game mechanics such as wall break and Roman cancels, combos for each character, as well as a variety of techniques. Player who wants to dive deeper into the various mechanics or level up their games can look forward to that. Okay. It sounds like what I was saying, honestly. The online lobby is the area from the test we need to work the most on and have determined needs to be improved before release. That's a very polite way of putting it, huh? We will brush up on the finer aspects of this mode, but for the most part, we felt this. Oh, whoa. I heard the same thing over. Where is it? There we go. Even aside from the server issues, it was difficult to use and hard to understand how it works. Although we continually worked on internal improvements following last year's closed beta test, we realized we let everyone down. It'd be like that sometimes, bro. You know what though? I do respect them for sticking with their guns. I was saying this on Twitter. I don't mind that they try to do new stuff, even though there's an established way to do it. Because at best, they have a sick new way of doing something that no one else is doing. At worst, they just go back to the old way. They've been changing lobby. Like technically, if we go back to like the first Arc Sys lobbies, like the Blaze Blue lobbies, or like I would say Blaze Blue lobbies, right? Blaze Blue lobbies are really simple. So all you do is go into ranked and you just sit in ranked, or you can do a player match with 6 to 7 people. Their online names are just listed and you just do a rotation, right? Okay. And then eventually we got to Blaze Blue Continuum Shift. That was the first arcade lobby where like you go to a server, a physical server in the game, and you make a little avatar for yourself. Your avatar kind of walks around, you go on a cabinet and you like play somebody in a virtual arcade. They used that for a while, and then we got the Dragon Ball BB Tag lobbies where the whole game is the lobby. And I don't know if BB Tag does the rings, but Dragon Ball has the ring system. Honestly, it's not that great, by the way. But the general like everything is a lobby. That started Dragon Ball, I'm pretty sure. I like how the ring system. That's true. That's good actually. The ring system makes the game look more populated, right? Because there's all these like little bodies that are around. The thing is like they're still trying to do something new, which is fine. So they've been like continuously updating these lobbies over time. So I guess they're just like, all right, let's just try something new again. It's just like they just missed, bro. They just missed. There's no other way of putting it. They just missed. Let us continue. Here are some of the plans we have to fix the issues. Changing to a system where players select a visible area where they want to have a match. This is the BBC. This is basically what they've been using forever, right? I like how they tried to do it differently, but you know, it just didn't work. It didn't work. It wasn't implemented well. After winning a match, the player stays where they are in a battle-ready state unless they're. Oh my god! Thank God. Adding a rematch option, yes, everyone asked for that. Expanding the area in each lobby. Adding an option to hide the news display, thank God. And adding a dash movement. People gonna be schmoving in the lobbies. Let's go. People gonna be schmoving in the lobbies, bro. This will make the lobbies more like those in our other games. However, systems such as moving floors when your rating changes and the option to enter training mode while waiting for a match will remain. Yeah, the training mode stuff was great. Chilling. The main way the game was playable was I would just sit in training mode in the lobby in an actively waiting state all the time, and it's probably the reason why you see so many people were happy with quick match compared to the normal lobby. Right? We would like to We would like to conduct another We would like to conduct another beta test once these fixes are ready. Although the training mode was praised for a number of options available, players also noted that the menu was difficult to understand, so we are looking into ways to improve the visibility of the menus for all modes. That's kind of true. The training mode was really good and really thorough, but there was just a lot of like pages of just like options and stuff, and if you're not used to using training mode in a really heavy way, it could be a little overwhelming, right? Yes, more beta content, let's go. Please rate the following aspects. So character visuals, very good. You would be a fucking cap star if you said this game doesn't look good. Real talk. Out of control Capstar. Character animations, I mean, that's visuals too, but, you know, they all animated really well. Stage graphics. The stages look nice, I would say, too. Round start, windscreen visuals. I'm surprised it's rated really highly because there were definitely people who were saying they didn't like the windscreen, but Guilty Gear has never had like cool. Xrd has like the best windscreen of all the Guilty Gear games, I think. Visual direction of the camera movement. I didn't give this that good of a rating, but apparently people were cool with it. I actually saw someone say Xrd looks better than fucking Strive. Xrd does look really good still. Strive looks better though. Let's just be real. And the designs are more modern, I feel like. Battle effects, I think that's fine. The battle system, most people kind of like the game as it is right now. The BGM, people liked it that much. Yeah, Xrd is more like I don't want to say cartoony, it's just brighter. Yeah. I didn't like most of the music in the game, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like... The only track I listened to by the end was that theme is really good. The sound effects fine, voice is great, right? So all these things are basically good, right? We asked for opinions on several aspects of the game as well. Yeah, I overall don't like the music that was in the beta. That's the important part. In the beta. But I guess some people really liked it, dude. This is the survey. This is one of the things you got to remember, dude. It's not just FGC, bro. There are other people out there. Some people they just fuck with the game's music, bro. Society and smell of the game were fucking pissing me off by the end, dude. I was getting so tight. Now go to Yuki's theme is pretty good, and Giovanna's theme is great. Like Giovanna's theme fucking hits. It took like maybe 3 weeks for that song to get out of my fucking head. Like, okay. So first, regarding the visuals and effects, we received many comments stating that the game looks good, but there are issues with visibility. In particular, many players encountered issues with the characters blending in the background and being difficult to see, as well as losing track of the characters' positions due to camera effects. Yeah, that's why I'm so surprised that like this was rated so highly. I didn't really have an issue like seeing characters, but I could definitely see people having issues with some stages. Yeah, I know they're adding all the music. Thank God they're adding all the GG music. With GG Strive, we're trying our hand at using effects and visuals that are thought of as taboo when developing fighting games. The current state of the game is the baseline for our general direction, and we're still working on refining and improving it. As far as issues with the character's visibility, we're looking into adding a setting so that each player can adjust it to their needs. AKA, they're mostly saying fuck off, but but we'll toss you a bone. The snow stage, the one I thought was really bad was Potemkin stage. Potemkin stage, I thought like I was like, bro, you can't see shit. Like, what do you mean? As for the music, we received many requests from players who want to be able to select songs from previous Guilty Gear games. In the retail version of Strive, you'll be able to purchase them with in-game currency and select them as your BGM. So we're good. We're good on this one. Now let's discuss the battle system. This is what a lot of us care about, right? This covers so many topics that it might have been difficult to answer on the survey. Answers on this topic had the most variation depending on what other games players have experience with and their region. So let's take a look at some of the most frequently mentioned key phrases from everyone's answers. Man, you want to know a hard job? Looking over surveys like this. Much respect to the people who had to do this. Like, this is like one of the most meaningful developers' backyards I've read, by the way. So 1, the damage is too high. Okay, stream. Let's do a quick poll. Is the damage too high? Run it. I'm gonna run it too. I voted no, by the way. So wait, 52% said yes, and 48% said no. Y'all capping, you said no. I voted no, by the way. I don't think the damage is too high. From my experience, the damage is not too high. My thought is that the way the game goes, for the most part, so there are definitely examples of Ramathal is probably the big standout, right? the game is pretty good about following the general you don't get combos off far hits type of thing. So for the most part, you just don't get combos a lot. You don't get combos a lot. It's not that easy. You either have to like get an air versus air, you have to get a counter hit of some sort. Not all your mix lead. For the most part, like mix does damage, but it's usually not a combo. It's usually just like a short, like explosive type of thing. And then once you get meter, it's party time, right? So for the most part, when you get hit, the damage is high. The main thing is that you don't get meaningful hits like that a lot. Is the big thing. It also makes the matches fast because it's kind of hard to hit people ish, because the characters are not as strong as before. Like, you know, all the characters are toned down compared to previous Guilty Gears. BNB does like 40%, yeah, but what I'm saying is it's not in Dragon Ball you get combos off every single hit. In Guilty Gear you don't get that. That's why I said Ramathal is a standout, because she does get, they just have to make it so she doesn't get a combo off those fucking hits. If she doesn't get combos off far hits, she's fine, because all the other characters don't, for the most part. Nagoriyuki gets pretty consistent conversions, but he has a bunch of other weaknesses, you know? He has a ton of other weaknesses, where like Ramathal is just like lol, right? So for the most part, you have to get like a good hit. Like you have to get a specific hit. It's not all hits. That's one of the main reasons why I'm cool with it. Also, for the most part, knockdown is not as strong as other games. So even if you get comboed, so like ideally you're gonna get comboed into a wall break. If they don't use meter to break the wall, then you reset to neutral, right? And then the thing you have to worry about is they do like fuck it RC and get in on you, right? For the most part, you're not gonna get comboed for 40% into a knockdown into another combo that does like 40%. That's pretty uncommon, right? They also had like individual hits do a good amount of damage as well, but again, the follow-up situation for the most part was not so bad compared to other games. So I actually felt like the damage was okay. Like for real, I thought the damage was okay. If they lower it, I'm not gonna complain. It benefits me. I play a character with really low life, so that's a reminder for you guys too. I play the character at the second lowest life total in the game, and I think the damage is not too high. So if they lower the damage, then good for me. But that's basically my thoughts on it. Now, what did the devs say? Many players commented that the damage was too high. There were also many concerns that this is not just a problem with the game's balance, but also takes away the fun of playing off damaging combos. So this is about like, you know, short strings, like how Amelia like /5H hair card does like way more damage than it would in an older Guilty Gear, right? After hearing your feedback, we plan to adjust the damage so it's more suitable for how often and how difficult it is to land each attack. In general, however, the damage will remain high, as that is part of Guilty Gear Strive's design. It's really important, by the way. So they're like half coming at combo monsters, and this is a thing. I'm surprised no one, I don't feel like people have mentioned it. Like, this is one of the things that is making the game more accessible, not the air dashes, right? Not the air dashes, not the gatlings, the damage. Damage is a consistent way that consistently mildly lazy way that fighting game devs have been using to make the games easier. Do you know why? Do you know why? Can I get something from the chat? A random hit will do more damage. That's the answer. Better reward. A random hit will do more damage. So random hits will be more rewarding. It definitely benefits the weaker player that random hits do more damage. Because again, the basic goal of a fighting game is bring your life bar to 0, right? So making it easy to do a lot of damage off random stuff makes it easier for new people to get into the game. Because better players are not going to get hit easily, right? So at whatever opportunity they have to up the damage, they'll take it. One of the biggest things about Dragon Ball, I've said this a lot of times, is that you can hit confirm off every hit, and that's such a big deal. It's such a big deal. In Guilty Gear, you cannot do this, and I think people who are beginners to Guilty Gear will really feel it. Like they will really feel that you just can't do stuff off some of the hits you get. Now again, I'm on I'm on the team of, again, as long as they're consistent with far hits shouldn't lead into combos, and we'll see what they do about Ramethal, because Ramethal is like the biggest violator of that from my head. Don't you think if the game is too poke heavy, it can get stale even if the neutral plays out to be fun? No. No, not really. It depends on how it's done though. Like, I feel like when the game does stuff to force neutral, I don't like it. But when it's because of like the player, like emergent gameplay, right? Like the players make it like that, I think it's fun. And you can feel it. You can feel it. Ram is kind of mean right now. I mean, the biggest thing about Ram is unquestionably the hit confirm ability. Well, why should I learn combos when I could do single hits that do as much damage? Well, one, single hits literally will not do as much damage. And two, combos will always be better because you're going to have the follow-up situation, way more control over the follow-up situation than if you get like a far slash that does big damage, or like a 6H that does big damage. Like, if you do like a 6H, let's say a 6H does like 100 damage, and like, let's say, I don't know, 2K2D does 100 damage, right? They both do the same damage. 2K2D leads to knockdown. 6H, you hit them with 6H. And I don't think that thing you're saying is going to be the same across the board, because there's some characters like Nogoro Yuki who has moves that single hits that do huge damage, that have really high risk, high return, but the situation that follows up is not that much, as opposed to a character like Milia who my combos will always do more damage than my single hits. Always, always, always. And it's always worth it for me to try to hit confirm stuff and find ways to get hits that lead to hit confirms as much as possible because of that. Yo, Tickle Me Cell Phone, thank you so much for the follow. What's likely, I think, is that I would really like them to not have the hit confirm, like real talk. For GG, I'm just gonna say it's scrubby. It's some scrubby shit that a character gets to confirm off far hits. It makes them so much more linear. And in the scope of that game, like Ram, you get far hit, combo, wall break. I don't know off the top of my head if she has a fucking YRC move, but like you already have such a fucking big lead just from you like throwing out buttons, hoping it hits. Not the way. That's not the way. I'm not about it. Since not everybody can do it, when you have that, it is such a huge advantage. It's such a huge advantage. Like it drives me nuts. LFL2 is like, ugh. Kum is another one. Any character that has that is like, and you can really see it in characters' matchup spreads. Like Faust Milia is usually Milia's favorite, right? And the number one reason, besides her mobility, besides pin sniping him, is that every fucking hit she likes to use in neutral against him leads to a combo. There's some matchup like Milia Kum, all the moves that Milia wants to use against Kum in neutral, none of them lead into a combo, and it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference in how the match goes. Hey man, I love my alpha. I know I'm scared. No, you can play whatever character you want. You can play whatever character you want. You can like whatever character you want. I'm just you know, that thing is like such a huge privilege in Guilty Gear to have consistent combo ability in a game where it's like the game is made with the idea that you shouldn't get combos off some of these hits. But like when sometimes they give characters that shit and then immediately they're almost always good, like super good because of it. In Strive they did a pretty good job of doing that besides like Ram. So it could be said that part of the appeal of Guilty Gear is the tension and exhilaration felt during the fast-paced matches. In previous titles, however, the player could only experience this after practicing and learning complicated combos. The length of the average combo is much shorter in GG Strive so that more players can experience this. This is why the overall damage is set so high, including for single hits. There are also other elements influenced by this decision, such as our reconsideration of the frequency of combos in general. We've analyzed many replays from the beta test, and we feel the game mechanics are overall successful, and we are adjusting the game so that simple combos and situational combos each have their own merits, not limited to damage, but also in meter efficiency and the situation you are in after the combo, which I mentioned a bunch of this stuff. I think as a general FGC thing, people will probably get pretty upset of the sentence. Players could only experience the tension and exhilaration felt during fast-paced games after practicing and learning complicated combos. Some people would say that's the point, but I legitimately don't think that's the main point of a GG. It's something that's in the game, but I don't think like that's the point. It just happens is that way. I don't think they made it like, oh, let's make this game hard, you know. They mostly replied to the damage is too high with fuck you, but I kind of think it's okay if they make changes to characters. If they don't make changes to a couple characters, including Ram, then they're capping. Combos are fun. No, this is the thing. I'm not saying combos are not fun. Some people, I mean, dude, I'm a Dragon Ball player. Like, literally all Dragon Ball players do. The majority of Dragon Ball players, they just practice combos, right? Because I'm not coming at combos. What I'm saying is, you know, I'm sure they're not either, but like, I think your standard fighting game player will read that and they'll get really mad. The whole point is to practice. But like, it's not like the game is not just, it's not a combo contest, you know. Like this game is like, fighting games are not a combo contest, bro. Like it should be about like the planning and the strategy, you know. Like that should be the thing that's the most important, the planning and the strategy. It's just a mean to an end. Like if you want to do cool saucy combos, you can do them. If you want to do basic combos that just do what you need them to do, that's also fine. That's a choice on you as a player, you know what I mean? The reason why I learned most of the Dragon Ball combos I have learned is because I just have to. Combos are like, that's different for each person. The nice thing about this game is you don't have to do the same, when I say this game, I mean strategy. You don't have to do the same combo everyone else does, you know? There's still expression with combos, and when the game is accessible all the time, like every other new game, people are gonna find some hard, stupid shit, like every game. Because every game before it comes out, people are like, the combos are too easy, / blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Then the game comes out and people are like, damn, look at this combo. Once people actually get the combo system, you know, it always works like that. Before every new game, people complain about the combos being too easy and shit like that. Probably my biggest issue with the Strive combo system at a glance is like your goals, like what is the outcome that you want because of wall break. I think that's probably the big thing, like that's a concern to me, where it's like, you know, you could do this thing or that thing. I'm saying this a really weird way, but it's like you can do X, Y, or Z, but like in the end, you're going towards wall break, like no matter what. And like when you're near the wall is always breaking. Like, I don't know. That thing kind of bothers me a little bit. I don't know how to express my thought on that much, but like that's like wall break has been, outside of like some stuff with infinites because of like how there's no air tech. The other thing that bothered me a lot is like how you essentially I think the game probably can turn into like button, like you hit them somehow, you build as much meat as possible, break the wall, and then you do fuck it RC to get in on them, do a mix up right away, and then bomb them again, and then they just die. That's probably like my biggest thing. So it's like you can kind of do it however you want, like a hard way so you get more meter or more damage or something, or an easy way that just works all the time. But in the end, like the outcome is almost always going to be the same if it's like a good hit. Milia was like one of the only characters that I was like, oh, this is a character where I can legitimately aim for it not breaking the wall. It's like maybe one of the only characters in the game. Anyway. They basically said fuck you though. Roaming cancels are interesting, but I felt limited by meter use, so fans of previous GG games in particular had positive things to say about the roaming cancels. At the same time, many mentioned feeling restricted because the round would finish before they could use roaming cancels how they like. Taking this into consideration, we have reconsidered the general rules surrounding meter gain. We didn't simply increase the gain, but you should be able to use your meter more freely overall. I don't know. I wonder who said that. I feel like I got a shit ton of meter. Real talk. And Milia is not good at building meter. And I felt like I got a shit ton of meter just breaking the wall. The RCs with as 25 meter, like blue RC as 25 is out of control. That shit would be too fucking good. This game would be cursed with that type of meter. Maybe better tension pulse for everybody. You know, yeah, it's 25 meter. This game is a cursed game right away. Right away. The other thing I could think of is maybe other ways of getting positive would be another way of doing it. The only 25 meter thing I would take would be an EX of some sort. An EX move, not an RC. I do not want a 25 meter RC. I do not want it to be 25 meter RC. 25 meter blue RC is out of control. That would be, you have no idea how stupid this game would be if that blue RC was 25 meter. Yellow RC, also yellow, all the RCs would be dumb at 25. All of them. None of them should be 25. They should either make the tension pulse, like up everyone's tension pulse a little bit, so that you can at least definitely get one RC in the game, or give EX moves to characters. One EX move per character. No, 25 meter blue RC is cursed, bro. You don't know. You must have not played somebody who used blue RC the right way. Blue RC is fucking that. You are getting mixed, bro. You are getting fucking mixed. Blue RC is out of control. You are getting mixed and you will die. You're not ready for that shit. Blue RC will be cursed. You don't understand. They want it to be cursed. Their brains are small, bro. We don't want it to be cursed. We don't want it to be super cursed. We want the characters to be strong, not cursed. Come on, bro. What I would go for is 3 things, personally, for meter stuff. 1 would be increased tension pulse for all characters, a little bit. 2 would be other ways of getting positive. And 3 would be give every character an EX move. Just one. They can do one of those 3, and I think I'd be pretty happy as far as meter. I literally thought, like, there's some character, like, for example, like Giovanna. Against Giovanna, like, max gets 5 or 6 chances per round in a single fucking round to do RC. Let me say that again. Giovanna gains so much fucking meter right now, that she has 5 or 6 chances to do 50 meter options right now, between how much meter she gains and also positive. Like, meter is available. I don't think getting meter is the problem. Yeah, see, that's what you're saying. I thought it was too easy to get negative. That was my biggest issue when I was playing the game. I thought the pace that you got meter is fine. And I felt like I got to use around 3 RCs per round with Milia. So for me, that's a lot. For comparison, in Exerd, I usually would say that, as a Milia player, you should expect to use S-Disc YRC 1 time per round. And that's a 25 meter option. So that's how little meter I'm used to playing with compared to Strive. Strive, I felt like I had much more meter to work with. Mostly because of positive, though. Mostly because positive basically guarantees that you get a full bar, so 100 meter. That's one person's opinion, though. Jumping is too strong. Okay, jumping is too strong, and I said this too. Many players felt that the neutral game was lacking due to grounded anti-airs being too weak, while aerial options were too strong, making jumping a common choice. We also determined this needed improvement. I have made significant changes. I will not. They should say I will not. I can't explain each individual change here, but this is one point that will be a very notable difference from the open beta tests. So, real talk, they could keep the you can block all ground moves in the air. The easiest way they can fix this problem, that jumping is too strong, the easiest way is that just make everyone like Ram and give everyone a 6p combo that does like 100 or so damage into like a good knockdown. Like I did 6p to you, you take damage. Ram does around like 170, I think, off 6p. Milia in comparison does around 65 to 70. It's 6p hair card too. Right? It's 6p hair card. Not a really good return. So 6p. 1, the follow-up options on hit. Almost all characters did not have good options. 2, they also didn't have good on block options as well. And then 3, the damage sucks. 4, for the most part, 6p send the opponent back to full screen, right? Not the way. On top of this too, it's not that jumping was just too strong. Jumping was fine. I just think it's like the risk return of trying to anti-air in a lot of spots was pretty hard for most characters. Also, a lot of characters had many ways to alter their jump momentum. And by the way, in the open beta, it was easier to anti-air people than in the closed beta. And people still said jumping was too strong. And I agree, jumping is still too strong. But my thoughts were mostly, from my perspective at least, about like risk return on things. Like how much damage you get if you stop them compared to you going for it. And how many options the jumping person has. The jumping thing is like, despite them making it easier to anti-air, it's still too hard. It's still too hard. It's still too hard. Like, I think the easiest fixes is definitely just make the return higher on 6, because it's not that 6Ps weren't working, it's just you get no fucking return off it. And then if they blocked it, then you also didn't get a good follow-up situation. What were you anti-airing with Milia? So Milia is a character that has multiple anti-airs. I'm pretty used to this. I ended up using 6p basically never because the return is low and the follow-up situation on block is low, and it has a lot of recovery. 2H I felt was not a good option in this game compared to other games. So my main options were JK, JS, 5p, and Close Slash. Close Slash, I thought Milia's Close Slash was one of the best anti-airs I saw in the game. Crazy. Super high return, amazing situations on block. Really easy to enforce in certain situations too. Like, it's so goddamn good. What do you think their solution for the anti-air problem would be? The easiest one they could do without changing the game too much is just giving everyone 6p Close Slash, I think, would be a really good and easy one. For the most part, special moves in this game, okay, my bad. They should do 6p into some button that's safe on block would be really nice. Not just special cancel. And the other thing would be increasing the return off everyone else's 6p, because to my knowledge, Ramathal has the highest return off 6p. Most characters have really low return off 6p. Also, the other problem too is that air throw. I think that's the easiest option, because air throw now has whiff animation, and in older Guilty Gears it's an attack. So the game doesn't really encourage you to do anti-air air throw, and if you whiff, there's landing recovery. You're dead. You're dead for sure. So air throw is a pretty hard option to use. I think that's probably the easiest way they could fix it. Maybe they would do something else, like making it so you have to use FD in the air to block buttons and stuff. But you know, I think just making the 6Ps do more damage, and the 6P follow-up, like giving 6P an extra Gatling will make it a lot better. I missed old air grab minute 1. See, I didn't, because I don't use... Milia doesn't need to air throw anti-air that much. She can just anti-air you. Her anti-airs are really good. The hard part is just picking the right one. What if you took big chip for blocking the air? I think you do, right? No, your risk gauge goes up a lot. So in the end, the ones I used the most were 5p. 5p, Milia 5p is really huge, really easy to space, and it has an amazing cancel option. And the return is actually better than her 6p. Like 5p 6h into like hair car was like maybe like 110, where like 6p hair car is like 77 or something off the top of my head. And of course, Close Slash is like Bombo. Close Slash, you get the SDS loop, right? So Close Slash, you get mad damage if you hit Close Slash, and if they block it, you get a good situation too. Get rid of the infinites. I mean, you know, I wasn't really complaining about this. I'll say, man, this is not a good look, but like, some characters had access to infinite combos. In addition, there were notable instances of overly simple combo structures. We are planning to deal with this by adjusting the game mechanics in addition to the character balance so that these combos don't end up as the most viable option. For example, hitting opponent the same move more than a set number of times would make them float less. This set number would be different depending on the move. We don't want to completely get rid of loops, so we choose to increase the way we bounce. So we chose to increase the ways we can bounce the game. Okay. I was kind of surprised there was no SMP, actually. But I don't think Guilty Gear has ever had SMP. This is called Same Move Prorate, and I've been meaning to make a video on Same Move Prorate for a while, because Same Move Prorate is a really interesting mechanic and a meme at the same time. A huge meme at the same time. So look forward to that. I'm really surprised this game didn't have it, especially since there's no air tech in the game. I saw a couple of examples of infinites in this, and a lot of people, like for the Giovanna one, right? They're like, I heard people say this doesn't matter because you can just burst, but I'm like, dude, she's getting all this meter, you know, she gets all this damage. You're not always gonna have that burst available too. Like, I don't know, man. Isn't this the in-game scaling of the game that decreases the amount of damage your move does? Wait, you said that really weird. Isn't this the in-game scaling of the game that decreases the amount of damage your combo does if you do the same moves? Yeah, but like, you know, you can timer scam, you know? Are you gonna do a terminology videos for Strive? If I need to, there's some research I gotta do about what type of videos I should make when Strive comes out. Please rate the comfort of online battle. Let's go. Look at this. You think any other game? You think any other game has something like this? This, you love to see it though. This is like close to 90% of people said they liked the net play. Amazing. Amazing. The rollback netcode was highly praised, and we saw many matches between different countries and regions. This is true. However, in some instances, matches could become quite unstable, sometimes becoming incredibly slowed down. This did not happen to me, but okay. We will be working on adjustments and improvements as the game's release approaches. I don't think it didn't happen. I'm mentioning that I didn't have something like that. To get a bit deeper on this topic, during the test, we had the input delay fixed at 1 frame. Perhaps due to their experience with previous Guilty Gear games, some players confused the rollback frames displayed for the input delay. However, the input delay was locked at 1 frame. As mentioned in the previous backyard, we are still looking into whether we should allow the player to set their input delay based on the network connection and how to handle filtering network connection strength. Wi-Fi indicator. Okay. We are hoping to conduct another beta test after fixing bugs and improving the game systems, so we are planning to make these decisions after looking at the results from that test. I would like to talk to somebody who really understands rollback just to make sure I know what they're saying. So in the plus R, you can pick your delay manually. It seems in this game it's locked, but then the delay that the game showed you is the rollback frames and not the actual delay. About the set, let's go. This is what I'm hyped for. About the second open beta test, they're gonna run it. Let's go, and that's it. All right. What are your guys' thoughts?